Hey, this is Paul, and today we're gonna order some pizza. We go to the Viva Pizza website, which is a Coda doc. So see this gorgeous front end with some top picks, a selection of pizzas, sauces, soft drinks, and a cart which is currently empty, prompting us to go back and order and add something to it. So we go to the pizzas page, and let's say we order a small pepperonis, small Four Seasons pizza. So for that you click select, and it opens you an interface to select the size, small or large, add some extras, and see how extras depend on if it's a small pizza, the extras are small, and if it's a large pizza, the extras are large as well. So let's have a small Four Seasons with extra mozzarella and pineapple, because who doesn't like pineapple? And the way these extras buttons work is that if you click it once, it adds one portion, you click it twice, it adds two portions, and then you click once again to reset to nil. So 1, 2, nil. Let's say one portion of pineapple, one portion of mozzarella cheese, the summary updates on the left, and we add this item to the cart. And let's add yet another Four Seasons. So we click once again, select a large one, and add 2 portions of extra chili pepper. And also we can add one small pepperoni with no extras. Once we are done selecting our pizzas, this thing, don't look at it, because it updates once you click on it or you do something with your dock. So this is a floating summary of what's currently in your cart. That updates, but that updates with a small delay. So next is we click next to go to the next page. We add some sauces. So let's say one portion of ketchup, one portion of barbecue, add one bottle of cola, and we are ready to go to our cart for checkout. And this is our cart, this is the summary of the order. So here's our 2 pizzas. They are always displayed separately, so even if the pizzas are the same, so the same configuration of the pizzas, they will be displayed separately. And if you want to change something, you cannot do that. You have to remove that pizza from a cart and go back to the pizzas interface and go through the steps of, again, clicking on the right pizza, selecting the size, selecting the extras if you wish, and that will be added back to your cart. Whereas with sauces and drinks, you can change the quantity. Let's say you realize that you need 2 portions of ketchup and 2 portions of barbecue sauce and maybe 2 bottles of cola. You can do that from here. So add or remove items from the cart. Once you're happy with your order, here is the form to place it. So this is just the front end doc. There is really nothing in this doc other than the ordering interface. And the orders are collected into the back office doc. So the private doc that the pizzeria has, they manage their orders through that other doc. And that's where the data is gonna be sent. And you may ask, okay, there is nowhere on this form, there is no information about anything on this cart in this form. And I'll tell you that there is a trick, there is a hidden field where actually all the configuration of the cart is smartly sent through that hidden field. It's encoded in the form's URL. That's why whenever you change something in the cart, you may see that it reloads the form once again, because the URL has changed, because the configuration of your cart is encoded in the form URL itself. So let's type in our name, let's type in our valid email, because you will receive a confirmation on that email. The delivery address, don't have to be very specific with that, unless you want me to come to your place. And any comments or special requests, do it quick. Even though we know that's not gonna be an option. That's not gonna happen. So click submit, and the form is sent to the backend doc for processing. And shortly after that, within a minute or 2, there is gonna be a new email coming in with our order. While that is still going on, I'll tell you more about this doc itself. So this is a play-only version of the doc. meaning that whatever you do here is not saved. So you select your cart, so you you select your pizzas and the items. They are stored only as long as this tab lives. When you reload the dock, everything's gonna be cleared. So people may come to this Viva Pizza published dock and place their orders and send them through the form to the backend dock, and then people basically cannot see what other people before them ordered. So that's why it's not saved to this dock. This dock is a blank slate, has no history whatsoever. Let's see if this worked. So we received your order, and here is the email confirmation that the order has actually been received on the backend dock. This is the formatted table. So here's our Four Seasons small with these, the Four Seasons large with 2x chili pepper, our small pepperoni with nothing, and twice of, well, the sauces and the cola. And a little bit of context from me. We'll get to examining the backend and the front-end dock in a second. One other thing that I want to tell you is that this is built to be also, the front-end dock is built to be usable on mobile. The only thing is that it asks you to check this checkbox that I'm on mobile. The experience is gonna be just a little bit better because the form without this checkbox, the form for selecting extras is going to be broken. You cannot see exactly how many of the extra you have chosen, and it cuts off the text. So it appears in the top, it's all working, but it's not optimal. So you have to click I'm on mobile, and in this way, it's going to present you with a better selection interface, with a table interface of selecting extras like this. So there is a different pop-up for whether you are on mobile or not. We don't have currently a way to automatically detect whether we are on a phone or not, so you have to click on this checkbox. Okay, we received our receipt, and even though you will not receive your pizza, you have a few links where you can examine the front-end dock and the back-office dock. So what's interesting about the front-end dock and the back-office dock? By the way, see how on mobile, see how on desktop it has the welcome to Viva Pizza section, and also pizza, sauces, soft drinks, and cart. But on mobile, you only have affordance for 4 options before it shows more. So it doesn't show the landing page. It opens on the landing page, but it doesn't show the landing page here in the bottom. And the trick to do that is to mark the 4 items that we want to be displayed on mobile as shortcuts. So when they are displayed as shortcuts, they appear here. So we have pizzas, sauces, drinks, and cart, all accessible from the bottom navigation on the mobile. And for these to appear on the desktop version, you just have to have them unhidden, so visible pages. They don't have to be shortcuts or not. So that's how you can separately manage what's displayed in the mobile version and what's displayed on the published dock on the desktop version. Okay, but I'm starting to give you a lecture about how this is built. So the front-end dock is almost exclusively a cross-dock table. So all the data is saved on the back office dock. So here is the back office dock, and by the way, I don't have to open it in view mode. I can just open it because I have access to it, because it's my dock. Yeah. So the database may be a bit complicated for review, but this is actually a rather, well, comparably simple setup. So if we ignore the things that are coming from my starter template available to my patrons. So how this is built? There is the production section, right? So each item that you can order is an SKU. So it's a unit on your inventory. I don't remember what SKU means, but I remember that it's something that can be sold. So sellable something unit. So small margarita, large margarita, small pizza, each type of the cola, each type of the extra is listed as the SKU. So it's linked either to the pizza or to the extra, or just has a custom title if it's not linked to any pizza or extra. If it's linked to a pizza or an extra, it can also have size. It's not maybe it's not the optimal schema, but let me just leave this for an exercise, as an exercise, either for you to figure out the better schema, or I'll at some point record a video where I'm gonna be optimizing this. And what's important is that every SKU has ultimately a title, which is either a custom one or it's a formula that's constructing, just taking the pizza name and the size, right? The price, the weight in grams, this is the unit of weight that we are using in Europe, and whether it's displayed to the front-end dock. And of course, we are using views to limit what's exported through cross-dock to other docks. Then we have ingredients, which not all of the ingredients are displayed as extras. Currently, this is not used in the backend dock, but ultimately we want to calculate what's the base cost of what's the cost of production of the pizza, what is our margin when we are selling our pizza. So we can do all of that in the backend dock. So the idea was that the backend dock is our source of truth about all the products that we are dealing with, all the items that we can order we are dealing with. So we add that information to the backend dock, and some part of it that we need for people to see to be able to make orders is cross-docked to our front-end dock. So yeah, we have the ingredients, and currently it's not done, but if we wish to, we can also add things like pizza composition, so what a pizza contains of, how much of it, so that we can calculate what's the cost, do the inventory management, so restock on this ingredient, restock on that ingredient. That's not in the context of this doctorate submission or of this template doc. Okay, so then we have the menu, everything that's basically displayed on the menu, and it has some duplication to the data, but these are the items that we actually show on the pizzas, sauces page. So one menu item can actually have multiple SKUs linked to it. So margarita is an item on the menu, but then depending on what's the selection of small or large, the SKU is gonna be either the small one or the large one. Then items on the menu have images. So not the SKUs have images, but items on the menu have images. Items can also be marked as top picks to appear on the front page, and reordering the items in this table also will affect the order of how they are displayed on the front-end dock. So here are the pizzas, the sauces, and soft drinks, all marked as with a group dimension to be displayed on a particular page. So these are the menu groups, which are, I think they are not used at this point. The pizza types is basically, we need this table to track what kinds of ingredients a pizza has, so that on our pizzas page we can display that, okay, these are the ingredients that are already on this pizza, these are ingredients on this pizza. So everything about a particular pizza, maybe a description, or yeah, the ingredients that corresponds to the pizza as a whole, as a type of pizza. They are, this is a pizza types table, is made for it. So again, this may appear like there is some duplication, but these are the layers of complexity. These are the different things we are talking about. So the SKU is a thing that we order, that we track. Okay, this many small pizzas, this many small margaritas were produced, this many large margaritas were produced, so this many extras of this kind were sold. Then we have like separately the ingredients, that's clear. Then we have separately the menu items are the things that are, well, the cards on our front-end dock. So that's why these are separate. They have images. So if we only added images to the pizza types, we would have to somehow then duplicate this for soft drinks and sauces. So instead of doing that, we have a dimension of menu items. So these are the cards. So each menu item either is linked to a pizza or something else, but ultimately a menu item is linked to one or more SKUs. And then pizza types is, well, it's an information about a pizza. It's linked to an SKU as well. So each SKU is linked to a pizza type. So each pizza SKU is linked to a pizza type. So a small margarita is a margarita. It has the same ingredients as the large margarita and the same description, right? But it would have a different price and a different weight. But they all appear as the same menu item and it has this image. So that's why the schema is like this. And again, it's probably not super optimal, but that's another topic for another video. Then, well, the selection of pizza sizes, small and large, we can ultimately extend this to something else like pizza kinds. So maybe we will have a small one with no crust, a small one with cheesy crust, a large one with no crust. So these are basically the options, but what's important is that for each added option you would have to add a selection of SKUs, so that in the end whatever a person selects, these all things are only done for the user interface. In the end, what the user selects is the SKU. So what appears on the cart is the list of SKUs. And yeah, well, some statuses. So these are the regular things. This is the table that is backed by a form. And it's very important that this table has no lookups to any other tables, because if they do, the way that Coda is built is that those lookups will be leaked through the form. Even if you deselect all the privacy things, it will leak a lot of information about what's in your doc, and we don't want to do that. So this is a super simple table with only the inputs. The only formulas here are the order name and the row ID and the created on, which are not displayed in the form anyway. And how an incoming order, so let's place some other order just so that we review how this happens. So the name is again Paul, email, let's not show an email. So this is how an order appears on our backend docs. So this is 1x R3 row 3, so item with ID 3, with an extra 1x row 7 and 1x row 30. Then another item is 1x row 4, so it's another kind of pizza, plus 29. An extra with ID are two items, the quantity is 2, worth of row 29. Then one number 5, two number for 15, and well, one large number 9, two numbers 36, and whatever the big smoke ordered. So this appears on the incoming orders queue, and see how this disappeared just now. Because there is a separate table, a helper table, that takes the incoming order and converts it into a created order. So it creates an order, a new order here. It removes it from the incoming orders queue, adds it to the DB orders, and as it does that, as it adds it here, it also creates all the rows for each of the items. So it decodes this string here, this encoded string. So row number 3, row number 7, so SKU with ID 7, SKU with ID 30, and so on. The code is all the code is here in the convert button. So this is a big code that creates an order, then splits the encoded string and creates order items for each of the items, and then does all the other sort of magic, and in the end it sends an email to the receiving side. And of course we cannot send an email to wrong email, so that's why it got stuck here. And yeah, it just created all these items for the order number 23, and it remember that this was the parent item. And for the child items, and this video is very long already, but for the child items, instead of having this as a formula, I already know that this is gonna be a dog that will grow large very quickly. So if we make it a formula and try to filter this table for the rows that have the same parent item as that have the same parent item as this row, the formula will get very slow very quickly. So to prevent that from happening, I'm not using a formula here, but instead I'm already in the convert button. I'm already just looking up for the final order. For the final order, I'm taking all items in the order and I'm stamping, so I'm capturing modifying rows. I'm capturing the values from I'm capturing the child values, so the extras selected for a particular item, to insert them on the table, because we know that this is not going to be recalculated when new rows appear. So there is no need to run a live formula on this column. And this is how it's done. What we can do in the end, we can, so this doc, I haven't built it out, but of course I can do whatever with it. I can run statistics on who orders what are the favorite pizzas of these customers. So I can track user records, and have orders associated with a particular customer. I can do things like, so here's our new order. So I set this to cooking. We are cooking this. We have packed this one. We have packed this one. So we can do some pipeline. So we've packed this pizza, and finally we can complete this whole order. We send it for delivery so that it disappears from the pipeline. So again, cooking. This is gonna change the order status. So this is how we can then manage our production queue. I think this pretty much covers it. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. I'm available so in your email you have the, well, you can just reply to this email to ask any more questions. And that's it from me. So cheers.